Hello crafters and welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. My name is Deepa from Designs by Dee, and today I'm sharing some beautiful cards using the Lush Elegance suite by Pinkfresh Studio. Now, this suite is gorgeous, and I love the suites and how they come together. You can buy the press plates and use those with the coordinating dies and the stencils, or you can buy the stamp set depending on the craft tools and supplies that you have at home. So here is the suite. This is the first set. There is the letterpress set, and then you also have the stamp set. I find that it's easier to look at the sentiments when I look at the stamp set, and they are gorgeous. And then we got the coordinating dies, which cut out all the large sentiments and the florals. And there are 5 stencils for the to add color to the Lush Elegance outlines. So I'm deciding to use the plates. Now, you tell me what you like best. I mean, I think if you're someone who has the like a foiling system, a hot foil system, and you're someone who has the letterpress, better press system, then getting the letterpress plates is like 2 in 1, right? You can either foil or you can letterpress. I use some bark letterpress ink here, better press ink, and it gave a nice soft look compared to the black. I showed you both there to show you the contrast. And then if you're somebody who doesn't have the either of the glimmer or the letterpress better press system, then I love that you can still buy the stamps and just do it old school. I tend to buy everything because I like to have the option there. And as I said, you can see that the sentiments on the set are amazing, and that's usually what prompts me to buy everything else. So we're starting off here with inking up this image. So I decided to use that light brown bark color there for the ink. For the outline. And then as I'm adding color, I'm starting off with some eucalyptus Pinkfresh Studio ink. I'm making the bottoms of the leaves a little darker than the edges, and that's just to create a bit of contrast. It creates a gradient, which gives it more of, I think it just makes it look much more elegant. And I mean, the set is called Lush Elegance, so we have to add that. Oh, I don't think we have to add the elegance, but more is better, right? So I'll go ahead and add that eucalyptus. And just having the eucalyptus on its own would look amazing right now. But I wanted to have a little bit of a vintage look, which is why I went with the brown in the outline. And so I've grabbed dough, which is like a nice light brown here. Depending on the heaviness of your hand when you're adding the ink, you can make it darker. And that's what I'm doing is I'm adding it to the bottoms of those leaves in order to give it like a brown fade into green into light green white, right? So that's the look I'm going for. And again, the brown ties in with the outline. And you can see how gorgeous it looks. So as I ink up the image here, I am using I think I use them in order, but if you don't, it really doesn't matter. Now I'm grabbing the second stencil here that gives you more of the detail on the leaves. It kind of creates just like this deepness in the center. So I'm adding it with more of that dough ink to kind of deepen that and create a little bit more interest here. And then I'm just going to wipe off my ink and pull that off, and it looks amazing. I'm going to move on to the next stencil, which is the floral. So it's like the main large portion of the florals. So there's that, and then there's also the detail portion. And it's the same thing with the leaves, and that's usually how all the stencils work, right? I'm just adding some slumber ink here. This is like a light purpley, like kind of like a peri peri, but a little more blue in it. And as you can see, I'm adding the color to be deepest in the center of the flower and then lighter as you get out to the edges of the petals. Okay, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab some Atlantis and I'm going to just darken up the centers a little bit using the detail stencil here. So again, this just adds those little details onto the petals and just gives it a little bit more interest. You can choose to use this or you can choose not to use this. That's how you can make this floral work for you and make your card more unique. Now the last stencil is basically the centers of the flowers, which in my case are going to be like, it's not going to show up. It's okay, it doesn't matter, but there are some buds there and that's what I'm focusing on here. So I'm adding some of that dough to the bottom of the of those buds, and then I'm going to add Atlantis to the tops, and that then ties in the browns and the blues and the greens and the browns, and it all just kind of flows together nicely. So as you can see, I've cut everything out with the coordinating dies, and you can see once they're cut out, they look amazing. I'm going to move on with more of my card composition. I'm using the Dotted Fancy frames here, which is like an older set, but it still came out within the year for Pinkfresh Studio. I've used the largest frame there, and those frames are cool. You can actually cut out like an outline frame or like the full base, which I did cut out there. Now I'm grabbing some sentiments. I've grabbed 3 of these here because, as I mentioned, this set has amazing sentiments on it. I love the font, I love the scriptiness, and then the typed font on it. I think it looks gorgeous. Now, as I add color to this, I decided to use some VersaFine Clair Pinecone ink. It's like a deep brown, which I guess goes with all of the browns that I've been using. I thought that the black might be a little bit too harsh, so I went ahead with those. And you can see once you cut them out with the coordinating dies how gorgeous they are. Even if you didn't like the floral, I think the set is totally worth it for those sentiments. I always love a set that has beautiful florals and then also a bunch of great sentiments. So I think I said that already, but I just love it so much. So now I'm going to go ahead and start putting together the first card. I have 2 cards that I'm going to be making. This one uses that Dotted Fancy frames that I cut out from white cardstock. I've got some deep navy in the background there. And I think that cardstock's actually by Spellbinders. I don't think it's available in the shop, but I'm just mentioning what it is since the shop does carry lots of Spellbinder stuff as well. Um, Now I am grabbing those florals, and you can see I'm cutting these apart. You don't have to keep them all together. You can totally mix and match, cut the florals off, cut the leaves, make it work for you. And I'm all for making your cards unique and completely your own. I know that a lot of people like to case cards, and I mean, I do sometimes as well if they're really amazing, but I always change something to make it personal and unique. And this is one of the tricks to do that, cutting up your florals and then just changing them, because sometimes they flow to the left or to the right and you want them to flow a little differently. And this is the best way to do that. So I've got the 2 florals at the top, they're kind of facing inwards. And then I'm going to kind of curve the rest of them at the bottom and have my sentiment just to the left of it. I'm adding a mix of tape runner and some foam adhesive squares. I've got there's like a set with large squares and smaller squares. I've got the smaller squares there. And then I'm also, especially for the sentiment here, you can use strips, or there's also these really like micro squares. They're really small and they really do come in handy. And I'm telling you, if you buy one of those packs, they'll last you forever. I'm still on my first pack and I've had this for maybe 5 years. So I'm just using my tweezers here to get the backings off. I find that helps sometimes, especially with the micro squares. The backings sort of get stuck on there. It's kind of hard to get off, but those tweezers really help. Those are the Spellbinders reverse grip tweezers. I love those. I always just keep those by my side there whenever I need them. And there's that extra little leaf that I cut off that I'm adding there above the sentiment to tie everything in. Now for my bling, I've got some sky blue. Um, those are the gems. They're the clear gems from Pinkfresh Studio, and they go perfectly with the slumber and the Atlantis we used on the floral. So I'm just gonna go ahead, a whole bunch of them. There's a lot of white in the background, so more gems is all good. And you can never get enough bling. And I always try to add odd numbers. I say this in every video, but I always just like to remind everyone because odd numbers usually do look better. So if you're looking at your card and you've added your bling and you're like something is off, just count your gems, make sure you have an odd number. Now moving on to the next card, I'm going to use up some scrap paper. So use any type of scrap paper that you have. I was just looking for like a diagonal pattern. So I actually had like those boulder stripes there. They were on a vertical, and I cut them at a diagonal to work for me. Remember, you can always do that, okay? Make things work for you. So I've gone ahead and I've got like one panel of those thicker, bolder diagonal stripes. I did show the thinner ones, but I didn't really like them so much. So I've gone ahead to use these ones. Plus, I find that the like in between the blue on that diagonal stripe pattern, it's not exactly a white. It's like an off-white, which kind of ties in with the browns. So I went ahead with that. I've gone ahead and I've added that navy blue cardstock again to the top. And you can see that I've cut the pieces such that I get like a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch frame around the edge of the card there. So I get a nice border. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this strip of, I think it's charcoal um, glitter paper. It's amazing. I love adding just a little, like you could use metallic paper cardstock. You could just use like another blue. I like adding that where I'm putting two pieces of paper butted up against each other because I think it just gives it a nice finish. Now for my composition, I'm going to go ahead and just play around. Now for the first card, I did a lot more rearranging of those flowers, which I kind of edited out. But I did keep this in here to show you this is what I do to kind of play around. How do you want it? Do you want it this way? Do you want it that way? And it's up to you. You can take a picture and then once you're happy with it, rearrange it and put it back together based on your picture. You can use some press and seal to kind of make sure you pick up your arrangement the way that you want it, and then just add glue or adhesive to the back and then put it down right where you want it to keep your arrangement. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to wing it here. I think I got an idea of how I want it, so I'm just going to go ahead and add my adhesive where I feel I need it. Now I'm keeping the bottoms of those stems flat because I'm going to put my sentiment on top of it, and I don't want foam adhesive on top of foam adhesive to create double the depth, and also so that it doesn't kind of sit on the card at the right height. You get what I mean? So I'm adding foam adhesive to the tops, like the flowers, and then I'm just adding tape runner to the bottoms of the leaves so that it's nice and flat so I can attach my sentiment. You can see I'm just trying to make sure it's going to go on there nicely. It's not going to overlap with any foam adhesive on the flowers. Now I've also got some strip foam adhesive here. This comes in handy. This foam adhesive is like my best friend. It's always there right beside me, along with those Spellbinders reverse grip tweezers. I know Pinkfresh also has some reverse grip tweezers. Those are amazing too. Either or, they work just as well. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this here. And then I have one more floral piece. And I'm seeing there's 3 flowers, but then there's a couple buds there which are throwing me off. So I want to add that 4th flower to kind of make it look like 5 groupings of blue. That way it gives it a better look. And plus that top left corner was just too bare for me. I had to add something. Sorry, the top right corner. So now I'm adding some more of those sky blue gems. And I'm only going to add a few. And I'm going to switch these out for some starry sky gems. And these are the glitter gems, again by Pinkfresh Studio. And you can see that gem tray. I just love how it comes to a point. So it just easily goes back into that package without any overflow or dropping of those little gems, which we know they cost a pretty penny, so we want to keep every little one of those, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add some of these throughout. This set of gems, the glitter gems, it has different colors. So you've got like deeper blues, lighter blues, you've got some grays. So pick whatever works for you. I stuck with the blues. And those are my 2 cards for today. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video and have been inspired to create something similar yourself. Everything that we've used is linked in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time, friends. Bye.